What's going on?
The trailer that Druggy is in is on fire.
Is it on fire?
Yeah, it's all in flames. It's totally engulfed.
Is he in it?
Rick went over there. I don't know if the guy was in there or not. He just told me to wake you up. So, okay. Oh boy, I can feel the heat from the fire.
You getting ready to rob somebody?
Yeah.
We've been holed up in the trailer all day. Trying not to breathe the dust in the air. We moved from where we were and yesterday because we saw that the winds were going to be gusting 40, and we sought shelter kind of in here, tucked up against the hillside here in the trees. And this is kind of working. If I get out of this one little location, it is really blowing. We've been staying inside mostly. If we go outside for anything, we've put the masks on because we've both had valley fever or desert fever or coccidiomycosis, whatever you want to call it. This is not a nice place where we are. There's a lot of garbage here. There's an abandoned trailer over there, and there's a drug addict living inside. He came right out and told us. He says that he's hooked on meth and got a warrant out for his arrest, and he was very honest about it. But we won't be staying here very long. You know what they say? Any port in a storm. That's our friend Jeff just ahead of us there. Sometimes you can see into the distance out in front of us, and sometimes it's so the air is so full of dust you just can't. We're just on the outskirts of Yuma on the west side right here. There's a road in front of us, and if I go down that road, I could walk to the check station going into Mexico in about 10 minutes. That's where we're at. Algodones. I think we're going to head inside and make some lunch. Well, with all this dust blowing around today, my engine's gotten all dusty, so I'll be having to clean it. Thinking tomorrow we're going to head up near Kofa. I think Jeff might go too. I'll have to ask him. That's his dog Bear barking. Whew, dusty mess. Talk to you later, Jeff.
He's looking down that way.
Yeah.
He knew where that dog came from yesterday.
That's right. There's a tent around the corner there, a car and a tent.
Probably him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Catch you later. Bear is pretty funny. He runs a security, we walk security around the camp, and if Jeff tells him, "Hey Bear, security," he immediately perks up and he starts looking out in the distance and he checks 360. He does it every time. He knows what it means. He's a real smart dog. Those of you who know Bear, love Bear. That looks like some type of honeycomb hanging down underneath this bridge. To give you an idea of size, I'd say that's more than 2 feet tall or lengthwise, and side to side it's about 2 feet. I see the bees going in and out of that. That looks like honey. Go get it, Linda.
Yeah, right.
That's going to be good honey in there.
You guys like honey? Go for it.
Mesquite honey is really mild, super mild. Anyways, that's what you get when you're down in Mexico, and we're just a couple miles from there. In Hawaii, they call it keawe honey. Keawe is a mesquite plant. It's the most mild honey you can buy. It's the best.
Well, how are you going to get up there and do this? I got a ladder. What's going on?
The trailer that Druggy is in is on fire.
Did it on fire?
Yeah, it's all in flames. It's totally engulfed.
Is he in it?
Rick went over there. I don't know if the guy was in there or not. He just told me to wake you up. So, okay.
This just happened. This was an abandoned fifth wheeler, and there's a man inside by the name of Joe. He's a drug addict, smoked crack and things. You know, he came over, he admitted it. He told us he had a problem with drugs, but funny, I was laying in bed praying for him, and this is the middle of the night. Then I heard the cracking of glass, and I saw that the fifth wheeler was on fire, and I hope Joe's not in there, but what else would have started the fire? Border Patrol was here instantly, and there's nothing anybody could do. I feel so bad. I hope he's not in there. I really do, but you know, I hope he's not in there, but at the same time I'm thinking, what else started the fire? It was just an abandoned, derelict fifth wheeler that he was living in, and I feel so bad. I pray to God that he ran off somewhere. I do. I don't see his bicycle, and my hope is that he's not here. Unless the bicycle was inside that trailer. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping he just wasn't here. Fire department showed up and they're spraying water on it, but we were just talking to Border Patrol again. They know of him. You know, they see him around all the time, but I guess he hasn't caused anybody any problems or anything, and they had no reason to harass him. But yeah, they'll have this fire out here shortly. What a way to start the day. What a way to end your life, too. Well, what I'm hoping is Joe decided to change his life and packed the stuff on the back of his bike. On the way out the door, he tossed a match in behind him. I swear that's what I hope. When I first looked out my window, the flame was in the very front of it. I threw on my pants and my shoes and came running out here, and by that time the fire was halfway back. I kicked in the rear door, which was a piece of plywood, and the flame just burst out at me. The smoke was so thick inside. And I was yelling at Joe and didn't get any response. And probably within just a few minutes after this fire started, this trailer was totally engulfed. It was a old fiberglass fifth wheeler. Well, right now it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. The sun is just coming up. Hello.
Hello. Is this your trailer?
No, we were over there. And I just heard there was a guy named Joe living in it, kind of a drug addict that was living inside. And
okay, you seen him recently, or?
I saw him last night, about 9:15 last night. I ran over here, and by the time I ran over here, half the trailer was in flames. And I kicked.
When you say front, which side?
The left side was fire started in the front on the left, which would be this down here, and By the time I got over here, it was half engulfed. I was calling from, I hope he wasn't in there, but I don't know how the fire would have started, you know.
I don't see anybody in there right now.
That's good. Maybe he's not there.
Yeah, maybe he's not there. Maybe
And
he left something on in there. But
I have no idea. And I don't see his bike either.
oh, his bike is normally outside.
Well, no, I don't know where it normally is, but maybe he kept it inside. So if you see a bike in there, then chances are he's in there. So yeah, if you don't see a bike, then chances are he's
Which
gone.
one's yours? The one with the red car?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What's your name?
Rick.
Rick. Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
No, I was the one that ran up when.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's I thought it was a bush, dude.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go make sure Joe's not, or it's Joe, right?
Joe, yeah.
Okay. Make sure Joe wasn't in there.
Yeah, Joe looked to be about mid-30s.
Okay.
Tall. He's, in case you guys see him around, he's tall, he's thin, got dark hair. Black plastic rim glasses that are broken on left side, wears a baseball cap, and I guess he's, from what I've heard, talking to other Border Patrol just now, he's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has been.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
All right, you guys.
Hey, thank you, Rick.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, he said that so far they don't see anybody as signs of anyone inside. So that's a plus. They're looking right now, shining the flashlight into the smoke, trying to see. Maybe he accidentally lit it on fire by having a fire inside or something like that, or maybe he just ran away after that happened. They've got a rake. Just saw a fireman walk up with a rake. That was Border Patrol there. That man got here just seconds after I did. He was parked up on top of the hill in front of me, just, you know, on duty, and he saw the flames and came running down. They're raking through the ash right now as quick as they can. To tell you guys the truth, we were leaving because we didn't trust Joe, because he's a drug addict, and we were afraid. We didn't know. You know, you don't want to be near a drug addict. Your stuff might disappear. They need money to buy drugs, right? And then I had decided to pray for him this morning. So Joe, I'm still praying for you. Right now I'm praying you're not here. I'm praying you are somewhere else.
Yeah, we don't see anybody in there. So.
Oh, that's good news. That is good news.
We haven't found a bike.
Good.
So.
I don't think he'd be far from his bike.
Yeah, you know what? Just wondering is like, on the that side under the trailer, there's a barbecue. I wonder.
Hard to say.
I'm not sure if he normally cooked his food on a barbecue or not, behind it, and then just put it under the trailer or something.
Maybe. See, we only met him day before yesterday.
Is that your little trailer right there then?
Yeah, the little white one with the red pickup truck, and that's our friend with the other one. And
oh, that's pretty nice.
yeah, it works out real good for us. Yeah, and Joe just came in. He introduced himself, and you know, and he explained that he was a drug addict. He told us flat out. He says he's been trying to kick it. So
I don't see any signs of a generator or anything.
You know, he didn't have any, like, he had nothing.
Yeah.
The man had nothing.
I'm assuming it might have been like from a cooking source.
Yeah. Or a meth pipe, or a crack pipe, you know, because he was smoking crack. That's what he said he was hooked on, was crack. So I don't know. I hope he got out of here and ran away or something, you know. But I felt real bad for him, and
yeah.
I was just
like everything, but there's nothing like salvageable out of this right now.
Yeah,
I
probably.
feel bad. Like he's gonna have nothing.
He's good. Yeah, he'll have nothing.
Yeah.
Well, he told us that sometimes he goes over and sleeps on the sofa at the casino, so maybe he's over there sound asleep.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay, they're saying there's nobody in there. Thank God. They're saying there's nobody in there. So that's good. I don't know how that fire got started, though. I mean, gee.
One hell of a good morning, huh?
You said the guy's name was Joe?
Joe, and his last name is Mick something, capital M, small c, capital, you know what I mean? It's Mick something, and
He said his name, but I wasn't paying attention to it.
have no idea what would have started that fire, though. That's what, you know, I mean, if he wasn't inside, how did that fire start, you know?
Well, most likely he was in there.
It could have been cooking.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm glad that Joe wasn't in here. They raked totally through this, so they know for a fact he's not in this. So, oh man. But I'll tell you what, though, even though Joe wasn't in here, his stuff was in here. So that means that Joe has nothing.
I'm glad
They, go ahead.
I'm glad they said that.
Well, they raked totally through it. So, but one of the Border Patrol said he was probably cooking meth in there and probably lit it on fire. Not accidentally, but you know, he says,
Yeah.
and then probably ran, you know. Well, what are we doing now? The truck's all covered with ash. Well, nothing salvageable here. This mess will probably lay here for the next 50 years. Fire department went and filled up their truck and then came back and hosed it all down again just to make sure there was no chance of it igniting a fire again. And then about 15 minutes ago, we thought we saw Joe standing in the distance on top of this hill up here looking down. So looks like Joe got away. Good luck to you, Joe. Hope you're able to kick that habit.